What if the scariest stories weren't just fiction, but real? Tonight we're diving into the most bone-chilling tales from Reddit's darkest corners. True accounts of cursed mirrors, summoning game gone wrong, and backseat passengers who were never human. These are the stories that made investigators quit, forced families to flee their homes, and left survivors too terrified to sleep. Before we begin, tell me, where in the world are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments right now, if you dare, because by the end of this video, you might hear something moving in your house. Ready? Let's begin. Story number 1. I'd always been a light sleeper. Growing up in a creaky old house, I learned to distinguish every noise, the groan of the pipes, the scuttle of squirrels in the attic. But nothing prepared me for the night of January 17th. It started with a sound, not a bang, not a scream, just breathing, not mine. I froze. My bedroom was pitch black, the kind of dark that feels alive. My fingers dug into the sheets as I strained to listen. Then, movement. A shadow detached itself from the corner of the room. Tall, too tall, it glided toward the foot of my bed, its outline shimmering like heat haze. And then it smiled, not a human smile, a stretched grin, splitting its face, ear to ear, teeth gleaming like polished bone. I tried to scream, my throat locked. It leaned closer, I smelled it then. Rotting flowers and wet earth, the stench of something long buried. Then, poof, gone. The next morning, I found 3 strands of black hair coiled on my pillow. I told my best friend Jess. She said it was sleep paralysis. My doctor blamed stress, but I knew, so I bought a night vision camera. Night 1, nothing. Night 2, static at 3:17 a.m. just for 17 seconds. Night 3, the footage showed me sleeping, normal, until 3:16 a.m. The camera glitched. When it cleared, something was under my bed, not hiding, waiting. The pale hand slithered out, fingers too long, nails blackened, like old bruises. Then, it crawled, its spine arched unnaturally, joints popping as it dragged itself up the bedsheet. At the foot of the bed, it paused and tilted its head, the same smile. When I zoomed in, its eyes were already open and staring straight at the camera. I moved out the next day, stayed with Jess, but last night, I woke to knocking, 3 soft raps. Jess's apartment has no neighbors. I checked my phone's camera feed. Yes, I brought it. The hallway was empty. Then, a whisper, "You let me in." Not from the door, from the fucking walls. Now, I keep finding wet footprints leading from the shower to the foot of my bed. If you wake up at 3:17 a.m., don't open your eyes. She doesn't like being seen. Story number 2. It started with a voicemail from my own number. I was brushing my teeth when my phone buzzed. Unknown caller. I let it go to voicemail. When I played it back, it was my voice, but wrong, slurred, like I'd been drugged. "You shouldn't have picked up." Click. I laughed it off. A prank, a glitch. Then, at 3:33 a.m., my phone rang again. Caller ID. My own number. I answered. Silence. Then, a wet, guttural whisper. "I'm closer now." The call log showed no outgoing calls. The next morning, I found a selfie in my gallery, taken while I was asleep. My eyes were wide open in the dark. I bought a new phone. It didn't help. Day 1, random screenshots appeared. My apartment hallway, shot from inside the closet. Day 2, my laptop camera, activated at night, recording my bed for 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Day 3, the voicemails changed. Now, they mirrored my speech patterns, but the words were off. "We sound so similar now, don't we? My name." Evidence drops. Text from me. Daka. Check the attic. Google Maps history showing trips I never took to abandoned buildings. A 5-second voice memo of something growling inside my walls. I set up a motion-activated camera facing my bed. The footage showed me sleepwalking. At 3:33 a.m., I picked up my phone, dialed my own number, and had a full conversation with Static. The final voicemail. "You're almost ready. Look behind you." I spun around. My reflection in the mirror didn't move. Then it smiled. The horrors escalate. My smart lights flicker messages in Morse code. Out. My Spotify plays a song I've never heard. A distorted lullaby sung in my voice. My phone's screen time shows 18 hours of usage daily while I'm asleep. The final night, I woke to my phone ringing. Caller ID. "Incoming." "You," I answered. A voice identical to mine said, "We don't need you anymore." The line went dead. I checked the mirror. My reflection was gone. Story number 3. The first night, I never believed in ghosts. Then Mr. Peterson died. He was my next-door neighbor, an old man with milky cataracts and a habit of knocking 3 times before speaking. Tap, 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 like he was testing the air before entering. The funeral was on a Tuesday. That night, I heard it. 3 knocks at my door. Tap, tap, tap. I checked the peephole. The hallway was empty. I chalked it up to the building settling. The second night, it happened again. 3 a.m. Tap, tap, tap. Louder this time. I flung the door open. Nothing. Just the flickering fluorescent light at the end of the hall. Then, a whisper. "You're late." Mr. Peterson's voice. I slammed the door. The next morning, I asked Mrs. Ruiz, the landlord, about apartment 3B. She turned pale. "That's where the last tenant vanished. They never found the body." That night, I heard knocking inside my walls. The scratching got worse. It wasn't mice. It was rhythmic, like something digging. I drilled a small hole in the drywall. A smell hit me. Rotten meat and damp soil. Then, breathing, something pressed against the other side. I filed a complaint. The officer smirked until he checked the records. Mr. Peterson died of natural causes, but the coroner noted anomalies. Like what? His tongue was missing. That night, the knocking came from inside my closet. I opened it. A single blackened fingernail lay on the floor. My cat started hissing at empty corners. The air vent started rattling. I pried it open. Teeth, dozens of them, human, some fresh. Last night, the knocking came from my bedroom door. I didn't answer to this morning. I found muddy footprints leading from the door to the foot of my bed. The knocking stopped. Now, I just hear chewing. Story number 4. The face in every mirror. It was a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were always my least favorite. Nothing good ever happened on a Tuesday. I was brushing my teeth before bed, half asleep, when I noticed something off in the mirror. I blinked. My reflection blinked back, a half second too late. I froze, toothbrush dangling from my mouth. "Okay, you're tired," I told myself. "Your eyes are playing tricks." I finished up, splashed water on my face, and didn't think about it again until the next morning. I was fixing my hair when I saw it. I wasn't smiling, but my reflection was. A slow, creeping grin, like it knew something I didn't. My stomach dropped. I stepped back, and the smile vanished. My reflection snapping back to normal. What the hell? I waved my hand. The reflection copied me perfectly. I frowned. It frowned. I stuck out my tongue. It stuck out its tongue. Then it winked. I slammed the bathroom door shut and didn't look in a mirror for the rest of the day. That night, I took a selfie before bed, just to prove I was overreacting. I looked at the photo. My reflection's hand was on my shoulder. Mine wasn't. I deleted it immediately. Then my phone dinged. A notification. One new photo in recently deleted. I opened it. The photo was there, and this time, my reflection's eyes were pitch black. I covered every mirror in my apartment with sheets. No more surprises, except that night, I woke up to tapping, tap, 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 coming from my phone screen. I grabbed it. The screen was black, except for a single eye staring back at me from the glass. I dropped the phone. When I picked it up, it was normal. I sent a Snapchat to my friend, Jake. "Dude, you okay?" He replied, "Yeah." "Why? You look off. And who's that behind you?" My blood ran cold. I was alone. I checked the snap. There, in the background, a shadowy figure stood behind me. Its face was pressed against my shoulder, smiling. Work meetings were worse. During a Zoom call, my co-worker, Sarah, messaged me privately. "Who's that guy behind you?" I spun around. Nothing. But on her screen she swore she saw a man in a suit standing behind my chair, leaning down, whispering in my ear. I started recording myself at night, just in case. One morning, I played back the audio, mostly silence. Then at 3:17 a.m., a whisper, "Let me out," in my own voice. I thought avoiding mirrors would keep me safe. I was wrong. Walking home one night, I passed a store window. My reflection kept walking. Then it stopped, turned and waved at me. I ran back home. I saw it in the hallway mirror, standing behind me. Its grin stretched too wide, its eyes black and hollow. I smashed the mirror. This morning, I found every shard on the floor. Each one showed its face, not mine. And in the largest piece, it mouthed two words, "I'm here." I covered the last mirror. But sometimes when I walk past, the sheet moves, and I hear breathing from the other side. Story number 5. The game we shouldn't have played. Was supposed to be a joke. 4 of us, me, Liam, Sarah, and Jake, bored on a Friday night, scrolling through creepy Reddit threads about real summoning games. Most were obviously fake, but one post stood out. The hiding game rules. Light 3 candles at midnight. Say "come in" 3 times. Hide before the counting starts. If you hear 100, you lose. Prize you'll see. Warning, don't cheat. We laughed. Liam, always the skeptic, said, "Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen?" At 11:55 p.m., we set up in Jake's basement, the creepiest place we could think of. 3 candles flickered in a triangle. We turned off the lights. At exactly midnight, we said in unison, "Come in, come in, come in." Silence. Then a deep, rasping voice started counting. 1, 2, 3. We bolted. I hid in a closet, heart pounding. The voice kept counting, slow and steady. 51, 52. Then at 97, something changed. A second voice joined in. 98, 99. We never said 100, but someone or something did. We regrouped, shaky but laughing it off. "Okay, that was weird," Sarah admitted. Then Liam pointed at the candles. All 3 had burned out at the same time, and in the wax puddles, 3 words scratched into the floor. "You cheated." 2 days later, Liam vanished, mid-call with me, his voice cut off. "Dude, it's outside my..." Click. His phone was found in his room. The last app, open, voice memos, a 10-second recording. It says we cheated. A garbled scream. "Found you." The next morning, Sarah woke up to 10 missed calls from an unknown number. No voicemails, but her camera roll had new photos, all of us sleeping, with a blurred figure standing over each. In mine, it was leaning down, lips near my ear. Jake's Spotify started playing a song none of us recognized, "Hide and Seek" by artist unknown. Just static, then a whisper, "You can't hide forever." We checked Jake's basement cameras from that night. The footage showed us saying the words, then running. But as we hid, the shadow crouched beside us the whole time. And when the voice said 100, it stood up. Last night, I woke up to knocking 3 times. Ready or not, a voice whispered. My door was wide open. I'm the only one left. Sarah's phone was found in the woods. Jake's laugh echoes through my house. Calls now. And the game, it's still counting. 97, 98, 99. Story number 6. The thing that replaced my cat. Miso, my 6-year-old tabby, never missed dinner. So when he didn't come home on Thursday night, I knew something was wrong. I searched the neighborhood, shaking his treat bag, calling his name. Nothing. By day 3, I'd plastered "Lost Cat" posters everywhere. Then on the 4th night, I heard scratching at the door. There he was, dirty, thin, but alive. Except his green eyes were duller. His purr was raspy, mechanical. He wouldn't let me touch his paws. I chalked it up to trauma. That night, I woke to Miso standing on my chest, staring at me. His pupils were slitted too thin, like a snake's. Miso started watching walls, not like cats do, fixated, as if tracking something invisible. Once I caught him hissing at a blank corner for 20 minutes. At 3:17 a.m., a sound jolted me awake. Not a meow, a human scream from Miso's mouth. When I turned on the light, he was licking his lips. The vet frowned at Miso's chart. No microchip. Are you sure this is your cat? I pointed to his distinctive scar above the left eye. The vet nodded, then froze. His teeth, they're all canines. Security footage showed Miso never came home. Something shaped like him slunk in instead. Digging in the yard, I found Miso's real collar, still attached to something. Now Miso sleeps on my chest. Last night, he licked my neck. Cats don't have tongues that rough. It's learning to meow, but it always sounds like a child crying. Story number 7. The last broadcast. I'd been a late night DJ for KRLS 98.7 for 5 years. The graveyard shift is lonely, but I like it. Just me, the equipment, and the occasional call from insomniacs. Then, on October 17th, something changed. At 2:47 a.m., while flipping through frequencies to kill time, I stumbled onto a station that wasn't on our logs. Frequency 103.3. No call letters, just static. Then, a voice. Help me. A man's voice, raw with terror. I froze. The static swallowed the words, then spat them back. Louder, closer. Help me. Then silence. I told my boss. He laughed. Probably some prankster with a pirate radio setup. But the next night, 103.3 came back. This time, it was a woman sobbing. It's in the house. Oh God. It's a wet crunch. Dead air. By the 3rd night, I noticed, always at 2:47 a.m., always 17 seconds long, always ends with a whisper of a location. Last night, the whisper was 17 Elmwood Drive, my address. I started recording the broadcasts. The more I listened, the worse it got. A child screaming, "Mommy, why does it look like you?" To a man begging, "Please, I don't want to die." Day before, a gunshot. A woman humming a lullaby, backwards. Then a live call came in during my show. No ID, just heavy breathing. "You've been listening, haven't you?" A voice I recognized. The first man from 103.3. The line went dead. I played the recordings back to back. They were all dated for future dates, including one for tonight. My voice, screaming. A static-filled email arrived. "Stop listening. It hears you. Too late." At 2:47 a.m., my equipment turned on by itself. The broadcast played. My voice. "It's here. It's in the..." A door creaked behind me. I'm broadcasting this live now. The door's unlocking. I don't have much time. If you hear 103.3, turn it off. Story number 8. The house that copies. We never should have trusted the listing. Asterisk 3-bed, 2-bath, recently renovated, $900/month. no credit check. The realtor, a gaunt woman named Miss V, smiled with teeth too white. The previous owners left. Suddenly, we signed the lease that afternoon. The house smelled like old books and wet soil. Not unpleasant, just heavy. At 3 a.m., I woke to footsteps in the hallway. My wife Jen slept soundly beside me. Our daughter, Lily, was in her room. I checked the baby monitor. Something stood beside her crib, tall, thin, watching her breathe. When I burst into her room, it was gone. Lily slept peacefully on the floor, a single, long black hair. Neither of us had black hair. Jen screamed from the bathroom. The mirror. Look at the mirror. Our reflections were out of sync. I blinked. Mine blinked. A second later, Jen's reflection kept smiling. After she stopped, our family photos rearranged themselves overnight. In every new arrangement, one of us was missing. First Jen, then Lily, then me. I installed cameras. The footage showed 3 a.m. A shadow crawling out of the walls. 3:17 a.m. It stood over our bed, studying us. 4 a.m. It put the photos back wrong. The worst part, it looked like us, just stretched. Jen woke me, trembling. Lily's monitor. Look, on the screen. 2 Lilies in the crib, one crying, one smiling. We ran to her room, empty. From the hallway, we heard giggling, then a voice. Lily's, but not quite. From the basement. Come play, mommy. We moved out the next day, but sometimes our new house smells like wet soil. And at 3 a.m., the baby monitor still turns on by itself. Story number 9. The Sleepwatcher. It started with the paralysis. You know the feeling. Waking up, unable to move, your chest crushed by invisible hands. I'd had episodes before, but never like this. This time, I wasn't alone. Something stood in the corner of my room. Tall, thin, a shadow darker than the darkness around it, and it was watching me. My doctor called it hypnagogic hallucinations, but I knew better. I bought a night vision camera, pointed it at my bed, and hit record. The first night, nothing. The second night, static at 3:17 a.m. The third night, it was real. The footage showed me asleep, twitching like I was dreaming. Then, the shadow stepped out of the wall. It leaned over me, inches from my face, for 17 minutes, watching, waiting. Then it turned and stared straight into the camera. I started hearing whispers during the day, not in my ear, inside my head. You're tired. Just close your eyes. Then came the missing time. I'd blink, and hours would vanish. Security footage showed me walking around my apartment, eyes open but unseeing, while something followed me. I checked into a clinic. The doctors hooked me up to EEG monitors. The results: no abnormal brain activity. But the night nurse quit the next day. When I tracked her down, she was shaking. I saw it, standing over you, smiling. Last night, the camera caught something new. Me, sitting up in bed, eyes blank. Then my mouth opened too wide, and its voice came out. We're almost ready. I destroyed the camera, but this morning I woke up holding the SD card. It's playing on a loop now. The footage shows me asleep, and something crawling into my mouth. Story number 10. The Backseat Passenger. It was my last ride of the night. 3:17 a.m. downtown. The app pinged. Pickup corner of 5th and Ash. Destination: Blackwood Cemetery. Weird but not unheard of. Grieving family. Night shift worker. Drunk idiot. I tapped accept. She was already waiting when I pulled up. Too tall, black coat buttoned to the neck. No phone, no purse. She slid into the back seat without a word. The smell hit me first. Wet earth and old meat. A cemetery, right? I asked. She nodded. Her neck didn't bend. GPS glitched halfway there. Static hissed through the radio. Then I noticed her reflection wasn't in the rearview mirror, just empty space where her face should be. When we arrived, she handed me a black velvet box. "For you." Her voice sounded like two people speaking at once. Then she was gone. Inside the box, a lock of black hair, a Polaroid of me driving, taken from the back seat, a note: "Next time, look closer." Next night, same request: 5th and Ash to Blackwood. This time, the passenger was a man in the same coat, same smell, same missing reflection. He left another box, a baby tooth, a photo of my apartment building, my bedroom window circled, a note: "Almost home." I installed a dash cam. The footage showed me talking to empty air, the back seat door opening closing by itself. At 3:17 a.m., something crawled from the trunk into the back seat. They looked normal this time, a teenage girl, until she smiled. Her teeth were all canines. "You've been so kind," she said. "We want to return the favor." She left a third box, inside a key to my apartment. I quit driving that night, but sometimes my car starts by itself at 3:17 a.m. And last night, I woke up to wet footprints leading from my front door to the foot of my bed. And that was the story that still keeps me awake at night. But here's the real question: which of these horrors will haunt your dreams tonight? The passenger who wasn't human, the reflection that stopped copying you, or something worse, waiting just beyond your screen right now? If these true nightmares crawled under your skin, smash that like button. It's the only way to keep the shadows at bay. And turn on notifications, because next week's stories, well, let's just say you'll want to sleep with the lights on. Until then, try not to look behind you.